Have you ever felt like you're playing a game but you just can't seem to win? Well, today, we're going to tear up the old rulebook on money, on work, and on what it actually means to be wealthy. Welcome to The Explainer.
You see them everywhere, right? The titans of industry, the tech billionaires. Their faces are plastered all over the news. And their stories, well, they've become the modern-day myths we're all supposed to look up to.
And then there's the reality for most of us. You know, the daily grind, the bills that just keep coming, and that feeling that you're just running on a hamster wheel, never really getting anywhere.
So, if you've ever had that little voice in the back of your head, that nagging feeling that the whole deck is stacked against you, that the rules were written by someone else, for someone else, what if I told you that feeling is right on the money?
Yeah, that feeling? It's not just in your head. The idea that the game is rigged actually has deep historical roots. So let's dig in and uncover them. So our journey starts by looking at this trap that so many of us fall right into. It's a system that's almost perfectly designed to keep us running in place. You probably know this cycle all too well. It's just soul-crushing. The paycheck comes in and poof, it vanishes before you can even blink. The career path feels more like a dead end, and by the time you get home, you have zero time or energy for the things that actually make you feel alive. It is a perfect recipe for burnout and just a life of quiet desperation.
Now here's the really crucial part. This system was not an accident. It was designed. And to understand how it was designed, we've got to go back, way back to the dawn of the industrial age.
The Industrial Revolution was a massive turning point. You have these inventions like the cotton gin suddenly creating a need for workers on a scale nobody had ever seen before. And that right there changed absolutely everything about how we work.
Okay, now this is a pretty provocative idea, but stick with me. From a factory owner's perspective back then, wage labor was just a more efficient, a more streamlined version of slavery. And why is that? Well, think about it. It shifted all the risk, housing, food, healthcare, directly onto the worker. If one person got sick or couldn't work, no problem. There were a dozen more, hungry, waiting in line to take their place.
So you have this huge new workforce. How do you control it? How do you create it? Well, guys like Rockefeller and Carnegie, they funded a new public education system. And the goal, let's be clear, it wasn't to create brilliant innovators or critical thinkers. The goal was to train a generation of compliant, obedient workers, train them just enough to run the machines, but absolutely not enough to ever challenge the system itself.
And to keep a system like this chugging along, you need some powerful myths. You need stories of success that, inspire us, but also kind of keep us trapped on that hamster wheel.
We are fed these incredible tales, right? The genius who started in a garage, the rags to riches story. But what often gets left out of the highlight reel is the secret ingredient, a massive head start. Now, that doesn't mean these people didn't work incredibly hard. It just means that hard work by itself is very rarely enough.
All right, so if just working harder is the trap, what's the escape route?
Well, it all starts with a pretty radical shift in how you even think about wealth.
Here it is. This is the core idea. Stop chasing money. Seriously, start chasing problems. Wealth isn't the goal. Wealth is the reward you get for solving a really valuable problem for other people. It breaks down into this pretty simple 3-step process. First, you find a real problem that people are genuinely struggling with. Second, you get to work and you build a solution for that problem. And third, the market rewards you. It's that simple. And the bigger the problem you solve, well, the bigger the reward. So, creating value, that's step 1. But to build real, lasting wealth, you have to do something huge. You have to break the fundamental link between your time and your income. Just think about it for a second. Let's take a top personal trainer. Maybe they make $100 an hour, which is great, but they are still fundamentally trading their time for money. There are only 24 hours in a day, and they can't work all of them. There is a hard cap on their income. The key to breaking free from that cap is one magic word: scalability. It's about building a machine that works for you, even when you're not there, even when you're sleeping.
Let's go back to our personal trainer. They start out doing one-on-one sessions. Their time is directly tied to their money. Then maybe they get smart and they create an online course. They can sell that one course to thousands of people. That's the first step to breaking the link. But then they go even bigger. They open a gym, they hire other trainers, and they create a system that generates income without their direct involvement. That is scalability in action.
And all of this entire journey, brings us to the real prize, the ultimate goal. I mean, what is it all for anyway? So imagine you've done it. You built the system. You've achieved that financial freedom everyone talks about. You won. Now what? What was the actual point of it all?
Because here's the secret. The real prize was never the money. It was the freedom. The freedom to reclaim your life. The freedom to spend your days with the people you love, doing the things you are truly passionate about, and actually making a difference in the world.
So at the end of the day, the ultimate goal isn't just to win a game that somebody else created. It's to earn the freedom to write your own rules, to design your own life on your own terms. So the only question left to ask is, what will your rules be?